Okay, so tonight's project is going to be to attempt once again to expand the storage on my QNAP main storage device at home. I tried to do this once already, but it failed out horribly, and I spent a couple of days recovering the volume to the point at which I could make sure I've got a decent copy of the data before I tried again. So the QNAP I've got is a TS-873, and let me just have a look at my storage on that. What I have is I've got a couple of M2 500 gig SSDs in the side slots, 5 8TB hard drives in the front slots, one spare slot, slot 6, disk 7 and 8, I've got a couple of 4TB drives in a RAID 1, and then I've got the nVME card in the back with a couple of 240 gig Western Digital Black nVMEs. And have a look on the disks and JBOD, you can see quite handily on the QNAP interface it shows you where most of the drives are, so you can see the two M2 SSDs are in the slots in the side of the unit. Moving on to the 8TB drives, you can see they're loaded into the front bays logically in slots 1 to 5, 6 is empty of course, and the 7 and 8 is the RAID pair, and the two nVMEs doesn't show you where they are, but they're in a card in the back of the unit around about there. And on this box I'm using Qtiering to give some extra performance to the RAID 5, which I'm running as an encrypted volume. So you can see here I've got the ultra high tier of RAID group 4, and I've got those well over provisioned to keep the storage up and the drives not wearing out too quickly. I've also got cache acceleration turned on with the nVMEs, which seems to help move things along a little bit. The problem I've got at the moment is my data storage is currently bumping on along with the 80% recommended limit for the amount of stuff on the volume. So it's constantly messaging me, telling me that I could do some more space. It's only a soft limit, you can change it, but to me it just means the drives are getting a little bit full, and having a couple of terabytes of free space here is just being wasted, whilst I've got my an adequate amount set there for snapshots. So what I'm going to do now is, again, I'm going to try and increase the size of my thinly provisioned data volume to eke out this little bit of extra space. So I'm planning to replace the 8TB drives at some point with probably some 18s or 20s, but I'd rather hold on to these for as long as possible, so the price on the 18TB drives will come down, or the 20TB drives will become more available, and maybe the price will even drop on those a little bit. So what I'm going to do now is I've selected the appropriate volume. At the moment it's configured for 22.77, and there is an amount there that's unallocated, so I'm going to resize the volume. And change that to terabytes, and I'm going to change that to 25.5 terabytes and click apply. Yep. Now unfortunately what it does is it takes the volume offline while it's doing this, but I have stopped all of the applications I can that were running, things like the antivirus that I run on it as well has been stopped and turned off as I run the extra antivirus over and above the stuff built into the QNAP. It's McAfee. So I'm going to see how this expand goes. The last time I ran this, it stopped at 52.7% and sat there for about 2 days and then failed out. And it took ages to get the drive back up online. Well, that's a surprise. It's now provisioned the volume up to 25.3 terabytes. Excellent. So, the only thing now to do is to check that our data is still accessible. There it all is. Check my 3D. There we go, perfect. Everything's still appearing here fine. You see the tiering has had a bit of an impact on the life of the SSDs. The life remaining is down to 96%. They were installed at the same time as the nVMEs. They probably had about the same amount of data written to them and written off them over the year or so they've been in there, but the NVMEs seem to do much better.